is Steven Surf, and I play Nick Massey.
Hello, my name is Brent Michael DeRoma, and I play Bob Gaudio.
Hi, my name is Chris Messina. I play Frankie Valli.
I'm Daniel Robert Sullivan, and I play Tommy DeVito.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the show and how you got the roles. We can just start and work our way through the same way we just did.
Absolutely. The first time I auditioned for Jersey Boys, I was still in college. This was years and years and years ago. And I didn't know much about the show, and I came in and I auditioned, and they said, you need to go see Jersey Boys. So they sent me that night to see the show, and I saw it for the first time, and I was blown away. I mean, you know, I knew who Frankie Valli was, but just to see the backstory for these four guys that were a part of this, it was amazing. So I fell in love with the show at that point, and then kept auditioning, you know, anytime they had something open up. I would come in and I would make it all the way to the end, and then they would say, not yet, it's not time yet, it's not time yet. And then finally they brought me in, and I, you know, made it to the end, and they said, it's time.
I had just come off the road for the very first time, been back in the city, and I had an audition. This is my second audition for the show, and I thought for sure that there was no way I was going to book Jersey Boys. It being my second audition and being pretty new and fresh out of school still, and by some miraculous side reading, I got the job. And I really didn't. My grandparents had always told me about Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and I had always heard the songs playing when my great grandmother was making meatballs. And I didn't know much about their story, and I had seen the show before, but for some odd reason I never really connected the dots. And getting to be a part of such a mega hit show, and not only a hit show on Broadway, but a success story inside of a Broadway show is one of the coolest experiences. So that the audition sort of emulates that. It's to sort of like rise above what you think you can do talent-wise, what you think you can do vocally and acting, and bringing that to the table. And this success story is my success story.
I had a very similar situation with Stephen. I auditioned for the show probably around 6-7 years ago, and I originally got pulled in for Frankie Camp and did this one-week intensive camp of singing, acting, and dancing one day on each. And they also told me it wasn't time yet. I was a little too young for the part, and it was 3 years ago that they finally called me for the tour opening, and they said, it's time.
Yep.
And they brought me in, and we had our auditions, and here we are. You know, it's been an amazing ride, and as Brent said, it's one of the most satisfying shows to do as an actor, as a performer. I've done things in the show that I never in my life thought I was capable of doing, and that is a feat for us as actors. And what it is to be a part of this show, this mega show that this is just beyond words.
Nice sentiments, you guys. That's really nice.
Hey,
I know.
Take that.
Now we get to the bad stuff. I auditioned for this show for 2 years. They kept calling me back in. I kept saying, hey, I'm here again. They kept saying, we love you, but you don't get the job. We love you, but you don't get the job. For 2 years. And that's why I kind of relate to the Four Seasons themselves and their like work ethic, because I really wanted it, and I just didn't give up, and I kept trying to get better at all the things that I need to get better at. And so 2 years later, I finally got the job, and then when it happens so fast, right? Like I got a call one night at dinner, come in the next day. Next day, I'm meeting Frankie Valli and Bob Gaudio, and I'm moving to Toronto, which was the first company I did. So 2 years of auditions.
So what companies are you guys with right now?
We were all...
The worldwide company, you might say.
Yeah.
No kidding. Is that a good way to put it?
I just got back from doing the show in South Korea,
Oh, okay.
which was just a trip, both literally and figuratively. Yeah, I mean, so, you know, I just got back from that. I also did the tour with these guys.
Three of
for
us
2
took
years.
out the second national together.
Yeah, we started the second national. Yeah.
But he was with us in spirit.
Yeah.
I was,
He was.
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
It's amazing. We're all
In
like
Austin.
There's so many family members. And there's so many. The show just like, is so large at this point. I believe there's. I mean, I don't even know. Been a total of
There's been like 10,
10
companies of the
companies
show.
total.
Yeah.
And there's so many people to meet, and we just every day we meet new people and just jump in, and it's like we've never
Yeah.
worked
Like
together.
I met him for the first time yesterday, but I've known who he is
Absolutely.
and known a lot about him since I started doing the show. Like, you know, I mean, you
And
hear
then
about
we just
other
get
people.
together and then
Yeah,
And it's
make music,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what it's all about. It is a kind of a fun feeling to know that there are other guys doing the same thing you're doing at the same time, sometimes on the other side of the world,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like for a while when it was in Sydney, it was something like exactly 12 hours behind or something. So the times lined up in some miraculous way where you were performing at the same time, and that was kind of neat.
We're 4 companies across the country. We're just starting an hour later from each other, from New York to Vegas to Chicago to Toronto. I mean, it was.
Yeah,
It's so expansive.
yeah.
We're like a bunch of dysfunctional cousins.
Yeah.
Gypsies, if you
But
will.
we all
Gypsy
get along.
boys.
Dysfunctional
boys.
cousins.
We get along really well.
Gypsy. Gypsy boys. Oh, it's an intake.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Cut that
Don't
part.
air that.
Oh.
That's not going.
That's not the title of the show, Rick and Marsh. Did not come up with that.
Okay, so now tell us what your favorite songs are to perform in the show. I know you're going to say all of them, but there has to be one that means more to you than any other.
I have to say Beggin' for me always.
It's so damn groovy.
It's so groovy, and it comes at that point in the show, and it's really like, you know, you're putting your emotions through that choreography. I mean, Sergio's choreography is so perfect for that moment in the show, and it's really, you know, it's a chance for you to really, you know, kind of get that emotion across in that tense moment in the show. And just the song too. There was a remix somebody did a couple of years ago, and I don't remember who it was, but
It
you
wasn't
know,
as good.
no, but it's just that groove, you know, the Beggin' groove. Yeah, I like that.
You get to express what's going on in the show. I think the most.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, every song calls for it because you know we're the ones performing it, but that song really gets the grit of it.
I'd have to say my favorite song to perform is probably one of the lesser known songs, Fallen Angel. It's a moment in the show where that Frankie just has, you know, lost everything, and it's every night you just feel your heart drop, and it's incredible to just take on that, just get on that roller coaster, and you just kind of have to in the role, and it's one of the most amazing things to be on that stage, to be performing this role so deeply and feel what he felt, and it's definitely my favorite.
It's emotional. It's an emotional part for you.
It's
Yeah.
very emotional. It's hard.
My favorite song is one I don't even sing, but "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" is such just a classic. It's I think one of the most perfect songs ever written. And I had this little habit for a while of going up to the spotlight operators area and watching Frankie Valli sing. The Frankie Valli actor, it wasn't you, but sing "I Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" from the spot booth, and that was a lot of fun. Because it's just a beautiful, sort of simple presentation of the song, and it's just such a great song.
Now, you all know that the new Jersey Boys movie is getting ready to come out.
Okay, we just saw that preview. It's crazy.
The trailer
It's
is
so good.
amazing.
It's so. Oh, I can't wait.
It's absolutely.
it's on YouTube. It is amazing.
So
You're in it a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah.
In the finale of the movie, if it is part of the movie, we'll see.
You never know.
We'll see. It's very exciting. The trailer looks amazing. Sergio's work on it is incredible, and Marshall and Rick stayed very close to the script, and the show, from what we see in the trailer, is very honest to the show. And the choreography is all kept very simple, and the show is just, I mean, it's a very well-written show. It was perfectly, you know, just a perfect vehicle to go to a movie, and it did.
And this is for Broadway world, so anybody watching this is going to be a Broadway fan already. And the cool thing about this movie is they didn't go to Hollywood to cast this movie. They went to the Jersey Boys companies, to the guys that are doing it 8 times a week, and they brought them into the movie.
And
My Broadway
the
debut.
girls too.
The girls too,
They brought the girls in.
My Broadway debut in New York City was with Sean Lloyd Young as Frankie and Renee Marino
Yeah.
as Mary, and they both are doing the movie. They both are in the movie as those parts, as Frankie Valli and Mary Delgado, and from what I saw, were incredible.
Yeah, the show itself is so smooth, smoothly intense and crisp, and the preview alone sort of gives you that feeling of you just want to know more, because it's so tactile and so tangible. These relationships that these guys have, and so accessible that you want nothing more than to, either go see the show or see the movie
And
when it
this is
comes
coming
out.
from people who have done the show over 500
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, well,
So we are still excited. We're
Yeah,
watching it, all of
yeah.
us. We're like, oh my God, this is amazing! Oh, I want to see
in
it.
the corner right behind
Right
this
there,
camera,
yeah.
we were all huddled together.
3 hours ago.
That's
Yeah.
kind of dorky, but yet nice.
It is.
I mean, it
Yes.
is.
Welcome to musical
It's
theater.
dorky,
It's
but we
dorky.
still love it. And
Yeah.
so
Still
that's
love
good.
it.
You can't not
Years
love. You can't
later.
not love this show.
No.
It's just not. It's not possible.
So you think you guys, they'll let you see a preview of it before it gets
The
released?
Jersey Boys family is so extensive, like that would be the biggest movie theater.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but I will be so happy to be there at that 12 o'clock preview or premiere.
Midnight show.
Yeah, man, I'll be there at Lincoln Square Cinema.
Absolutely,
Lincoln
yeah.
Plaza Cinema. Ooh,
Dressed
bells on.
as Bob Gaudio.
So I was just going to ask you, so will you dress in costume to go see it?
Straight
Oh
up.
gosh.
I would love
No,
to.
not really.
Wait, what'd you say?
Or will you dress in your costumes to go see it?
Just a nice sharp suit.
Oh, I wish. If I could wear that Four Lovers jacket, I absolutely would.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Thank you, Josie.
Okay, then this is the one that I always ask people at the end of the interview. If you had not gotten into show business, what would you have
crap.
done?
I'm not good at anything else.
That's okay. I want to hear that. That's okay.
Yeah.
So think about that.
I think I really like real estate and investing in real estate.
I'm gonna push you out of your chair.
Sorry.
You chose the wrong thing.
No, I know. I
I
mean,
did not, but
no, I really enjoy. I would probably flip houses. for a living. I still might while I do this.
That's a good answer.
can we skip me?
I honestly, I don't know. I have never thought about it really, because I never thought of it as an option.
You'd be a great zookeeper.
You would be a great
We
zookeeper.
bought a zoo.
No,
Absolutely right. No, honestly, like, it was never an option. It was, yeah, I could never imagine myself doing anything else, and I know that's a cliche, silly answer, but it's true.
I'd be an English teacher. That's a lie.
No, I'm not.
It's not a lie. I'm just saying that. It's insulting, but no, it's plan B is out the window now.
I'd be a teacher also. I teach a lot now, and I'm pretty passionate about teaching arts education specifically. And so I kind of do that now already, and I would continue to do it full time were I not doing this also.
And then the final question is, if you had to give advice to somebody thinking about getting into the business, what would you tell them?
I would say go for it. Go for whatever your dream is, and do it 100%, and just give it your all, and just go for your dream, because you could. I mean, we're sitting here, we're living proof that you can do what you really want to do.
Perseverance. The ability to get back up when you fall is one that transcends it goes for everyone in the world. When you fall, you trip up, you need to get back up. And there are people out there there are two things you can do with a bad experience. And it applies very much so to this business, is you can let a bad audition or a bad experience in life weigh you down and become something that doesn't push you. Or you make it your fuel. You make it that one thing that, man, it puts your shoes on for you in the morning, it brushes your own teeth, it puts you in that room with the people you need to be in front of, and oh man, it'll let you sail, I promise you. Perseverance.
If you don't don't underestimate yourself. Don't never put limits on yourself. always go much further than you think you can. And even the things that you never thought you would be doing, one day you might just end up doing them. And I can say that happened to me. I never in my life thought I would be playing this role. I never, ever did. And I have one person specifically that has helped me from the very beginning, Mr. Danny Austin, who's an associate on Jersey Boys. And he's pushed me pretty hard from the beginning to climb to where I am, and I'm very proud of myself. So just never underestimate yourself.
So far, don't give up and persevere with Danny Austin.
My sort of catchphrase that I like to say is, if you love the theater, work towards a life in the theater rather than a life in one aspect of the theater. I was a person who grew up just being passionate about theater in general, and performing is where I landed, but I tended to learn about other things and found a life for myself with the package. Not one thing. It hasn't always been performing, but it's a package of things that are related to the theater, and that makes for a very satisfying life if you're a theater lover, which I know you are because you're checking out Broadway Month.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. We're
Thank
looking
you.
forward to this new season here in Austin, and hopefully some of you will be back to perform when it's time.
We would love to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have been amazing.